We begin on a warm summer's day in London. The heat baking the cobblestones, and the warm, humid air trapped in the narrow streets. Although, for Maximilian Johnson, this is quite cool and refreshing compared to some of the places you've recently been. And yeah, might even have to wear a jacket compared to some of the rather more tropical places you've been recently. Tropical and desert. You've made your way back from your latest expedition to London. Ready to, settle down a little bit, relax a little bit. You've got a few bits of business on the go, but first of all, you're paying a visit to an old friend of yours, who you met whilst he was serving in the army out in India, and he has since retired to run a bookshop in Bloomsbury. It's quite a small little shop that potentially even sometimes sells books, though I've seen little evidence of that recently. As you approach the bookshop, does it have I can't remember if this bookshop has a name or if it's just like Davenport Books or...
Yeah, it was Davenport Books.
Yeah. You approach Davenport Books.
Well, I'll be taking a look at the more humble bookstore that my old friend has. And I'll just go up and... is it open? Or is it still closed?
It's technically closed, but it's not locked. There's sorting out the shop at the moment, so it is technically open, but not selling anything.
So, he knock on the door.
Yeah, Mortimer will just go quickly to the door. Yes, one moment, I'll open the door. Oh.
Oh.
Did?
We haven't seen each other in a while, haven't we?
No, it's been years. I'm sure what bring. Well, you might just come in quickly.
Oh, thank you. I was just thinking that it'd probably be time for me to, leave the adventuring life behind.
Well, age catches all of us someday.
Yeah.
Well, Mortimer has seen Maximilian before, but for the benefit of anyone who might not have seen him before, and for how he's looking these days, what does Maximilian Johnson look like? Who is it that stepped into Davenport Books?
Maximilian is an older gentleman, about 60 years old. Still like muscular and marked from a life of a lot of like physical activity, right? Going round and weathered skin, but whitish hair, white beard. Just just a couple of scars here and there from some sort of animal attacks, some wounds from the wars back in the day. He's lived a long life. His clothing is more utilitarian than stuff you would wear on like a dinner party. But that sort of stuff can be changed if necessary.
Well, you just caught me. I was just actually about to pop out. I need to drop off a book for someone.
Oh.
Straight in.
Yeah, should have just called. I'm not into the modern technology yet. Yeah, that would have been probably easier.
Oh, it's no problem. I've had the shop shut for some time. For a few months. I've just been tidying it up. I've been a bit distracted by other matters in London and the surrounding area. But I'm sure you'll find out what's going on here. It's got strange things that go on in the city.
Strange things, you say? I mean,
I'm sure you'll find them. It's an interesting place.
yeah. I just thought, it's time to put the mantle aside a little. And yeah, I was thinking of talking to the Major General. He's been retired, and maybe get like a find a couple of places where I can put my boots. Don't know yet.
Yeah, if you need a hand finding anywhere, just let me know. I've still got quite a few contacts in the city.
Yeah, that would be useful.
Have you got anywhere to stay at the moment?
Oh no, I still have like a couple of a bit of funding to get myself like a room in the tavern or something. But yeah, long term I'll need to find something.
Well, if you need to, I do actually have spare rooms here. Only two, to be fair. One was meant to be for my prop assistant should I need to stop over, and the other was in case I needed to treat a patient and I needed to stop over. But so if you need to, the offer's there, but then again, you might like to work by your timetable, whatever that might be.
I don't know. I'll keep the offer in mind. Thanks a lot.
No trouble. Yeah, I'm just about to pop off to well, you've probably not heard of the London Esoteric Society?
No. But I have heard of like esoteric people. There are a lot of people that are very interested in anything that is to do with archaeology and stuff like that. There's always like an easy meal to be done with just talking a couple of stories from the travels that I did.
Like mythology and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of admittedly.
Yeah, this particular group of people, they tend to assist the police now and again. Sometimes strange cases turn up that confuse the police, so this group sort of act as private investigators in a way to help the police out in cases that they're not, they're not particularly smart, are they, to be fair?
Fascinating.
Usually confusing things like with these esoterics, cults and things like that causing problems and people with unusual beliefs. But, yeah, they tend to help the police close unusual cases like that.
I mean, if they're successful with that, then they can't be that off the beaten path, can they now?
Exactly. But I believe they do have an interest in archaeology. They may have a few strange items around the place. Trying to remember now. Yeah, I'm certain I do. I've got to return a book to one of them.
Sure. I need to get to know people in London anyway. Might be a worthwhile interest, even if it's just telling stories there.
It's only a short walk and the weather's good. We can just walk over and chat on the way.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, so it's the plan to have a walk over to the society?
Yeah, pretty much.
Throw your old friend into the deep end, bring him to the society's door.
Something like that. Yeah, why not? I'm just bringing a couple of books for Miss Smith.
Okay. So as you head over, it's a short and pleasant walk from Bloomsbury over to Grosvenor Square. You walk up the steps to this impressive townhouse. The door is opened by James, the society's butler. Ah, Dr. Davenport.
Oh, hello, James. How are you?
Very well, thank you, sir.
This is a good old friend of mine from back in India, Mr. Maximilian Johnson.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Johnson.
I was just popping over to deliver some books to Miss Smith if she's available.
I'm afraid currently she is away at her painting lesson. She should be back later. But,
do you mind if we
I
just...
believe Mr. Greaves is here.
Oh,
And which I don't know if Mr. Emberath is here or not, or if he's still asleep.
that's okay. There's no rush. Plenty of time.
Do you want to come back later when Miss Smith is back, or shall I get Mrs. Brownlee to put some tea on for you now?
Probably an idea to meet everyone who's here now anyway. I believe Mr. Johnson's looking to make contacts in the city anyhow.
Right, Liz, gentlemen, this way, just up to the parlour. I'll get drinks sent up to you. I will go and find the other gentleman.
Thank you.
And he shows you through into the parlour. Maximilian, as you enter the house, you see... I don't know, has anyone been updating the decor in this house? Or is it still very much the slightly eclectic mess of stuff that Sir John left behind?
I think Miss Plum would have sat with Elsie a little bit and tried to redecorate at least some of the more feminine areas. The entryway would have toned down the eclectic a bit. The sitting rooms and stuff there'd be one that's more gentlemanly, stronger, darker colors, whereas the women's room, sitting room might have, more pastel colors and things of that nature. The library would not have changed, though.
Yes. You're going through to a parlour. I think if it's been updated a little, we're very much, I think, 1840s, 1890s, I mean. We're very much into doilies and castles era of decor. Especially if Miss Plum has been at the decorations. But yeah, you're shown through to get settled down. Meanwhile, a short distance away across town, Miss Smith is just finishing up her painting lesson. Over at Miles Shipley's studio. And we can come back to there in just a moment. Or yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So Elsie is at her painting lesson.
If we're wrapping up the painting lesson, I'm probably cleaning up the brushes and things of that nature. I really appreciate these lessons. Is there
Sorry.
Is there anything that you need to anything that you need at all we can send over?
No. Actually, things are going fairly well with the painting. Although, I haven't been doing much painting. I've been selling some of the older works. Not the older works, obviously. Not the cursed ones. Those are all gone. But so the recent older works, I've not actually done that much painting since. You remember when we were in Bath, that painting of Mr. Emberath where he recognised himself.
Mm-hmm.
I've not painted outside of the giving lessons, which is a steady stream of income. I've not done that much painting myself.
I think you should take a break and actually do something for yourself.
It's more that I'm worried. What if I accidentally paint something that's, not a normal painting? Like, I thought the other painting was just a normal painting, and then it turned out it had a person I'd never met in it turning up somewhere where they had turned up.
I honestly, do you think any painting's really a normal painting aside from still life?
Maybe that's the answer. Maybe just paint some still life. But then the worst
Well,
that happens is I can foresee a pile of oranges being on a table. I mean,
if that's what you want, but honestly, there's always going to be something other if you decide to paint something other than the still life. I mean, if you've seen my sketchbook, that things that you need to express sometimes, even if you don't wish to speak of it.
yeah.
It's got to be something that everyone goes through, if not in their in their art like ours, perhaps in their writing or in music. Some people's got to be expressing things that are other in their music as well.
I suppose. But I think the difference is you can use art as a way to express things that have happened, but for me the art was the thing that had happened. Most of everything that's... Maybe I should just... Sometimes I think that maybe I should give up painting, but then that seems like just giving up on life entirely. But you saw how Mr. Emberath reacted. Like, what if I accidentally paint him again? He'll, like, I don't know, slit my throat with a card trick or something. He seems a very angry man.
I will tell you, he is an exaggeration of a person. I think he overreacted to something that he should not have. Yes, it may have seemed like it would. I mean, of course, you've been to Grosvenor Square quite often. Of course, you would paint something that you were familiar with. And who's to say? Maybe there are. Cloaks and things of that nature aren't entirely obscure, so it might not have been him, or perhaps what had happened to you in the past has opened you up to something else. Perhaps you are a little bit of a medium of some sort.
Oh, so that's if the painting lessons ever dry up. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I shouldn't keep you any longer.
Well, we still need to clean up.
Oh yes.
Let me finish these paintbrushes, and I'll finish washing out the paintbrushes because he's been teaching me oil paint.
Yes.
Rather than my watercolor, and which is very different.
Yes, in fact, I think different enough to merit its own skill on the character sheet. I think is it 5% is the starting value for art with no points put in it?
I think so. But potentially. I'll let you put in the number. I put it in there.
Okay. I'm going to say, give me a roll for how your first... I'll start it as 10 for some overlap. There's some overlap. But give me a roll for how Elsie's lessons in oil paints are coming along. Is there much overlap? Is she sort of...
It's terrible. It's so terrible.
Like Miles looks at your picture and goes, well, it's expressive. There's a lot of feeling in it. Yes, I think we have some watercolorist habits to break here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I'm assuming
don't worry. It takes
dripping. There's a lot of dripping happening on the page because I rinse off my brushes and I wouldn't dab off enough water or something.
Yeah, so there's probably a very strong smell of, sort of linseed oil and turpentine in the air. Although if you've been washing your brushes in water, that could explain some of the effect on the canvas.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But well, I'll finish up tidying here. You better getting off with this. All right, it's a learning process. I know. For me too. I'm still new to this teaching thing.
Yes, I will remove my smock and hang it to where he keeps the smocks, and I'll leave the the art piece where it is to
Okay.
dry.
So as you start to head back home, we go back over to the society where, before Mortimer and Maximilian's arrival, what would Ignatius and John have been up to at a normal mid-morning of a day?
I think today 2 of my capes that I ordered would have arrived.
So
And
you're
I'm
trying on
them
more capes.
That's right. Trying on more capes.
John is still getting to know the society. I mean, he's at the society house, so he's availing, anything that's available for reading to see what he's getting himself into.
Well, the main library is extensive, but does not actually include any dangerous books on the mythos. They have been removed from accessible shelves. But it does have a wealth of information on history and general mythology and more occult-leaning books. Lots of books that were collected by Sir John in his life and by later members of the society. There's a weirdly large section on snakes. So yeah, Ignatius, you're trying on cloaks when there's a knock at your door, on your bedroom door.
One moment, please. I'm gonna take the cape, put it across my face like this. I'm gonna take the other cape, put it across my face like this. Duck down beneath it. Open the door. My hands are full.
The door is opened by one of the maids, Agnes.
Agnes, which cape is capier?
The left-hand one is capier, I would say, almost too capy.
Almost, but not quite.
Depends what the effect you're going for is.
Greatness.
Then the one on the left.
I take the one on the left, and I adorn it to my body. Can I help you with anything?
Yes, James sent me to let you know that Dr. Davenport has arrived with a friend of his downstairs in the parlour, and they were wondering if anyone would care to join them for tea.
Oh, sure, happily. Do you know who this man is by any chance? Or person is?
Mr. Johnson. Not someone I have met before. Older fellow. Looks like he's had a fight with a tiger. But not quite as badly scarred as Mr. McCrashley. So.
Oh dear. Which cape do you think would make more sense? It's the capier one. Thank you. I
mean, it's July. I would not wear capes inside in July.
I'm a magician. It's a sacrifice.
I'd be wary of that word around here.
Your words are strangely prophetic and horrifying. You have worked here for quite some time. Very good. Right on. And then I proceed immediately down.
Okay.
To meet my friend and our new guest.
Okay, so you head downstairs into the parlour. Meanwhile, John in the library, James comes downstairs from the parlour, sticks his head around the door.
Oh, hello, James.
Mr. Reeves, sir?
Yes.
Just to let you know that Dr. Davenport has arrived, and he and a friend are taking tea in the parlour, and will you care to join them?
I would indeed, and I'll close the book and head down with him.
Okay. So as the two of you make your way into the parlour, Mortimer and Maximilian have already settled in, and one of the other maids has brought a tray of tea and little cakes up from the kitchens.
Have they poured the tea yet?
They're just about to pour it.
I'll leave Mother if you like.
Why not? Well, it's well, how can I start? Mr. John Greaves, this is an old friend of mine, Mr. Maximilian Johnson, an old friend of mine from India.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And I'm gonna make myself comfortable in a chair and get like one of the small bits to eat in between. I mean, be like, that kind of luxury is really rare outside of England. Kind of missed it.
What are your plans now you're back in England?
Not really big ones. I kind of thought I was gonna try and make my my travels to money. Maybe find somebody to write my memoirs. Maybe, you know, tell my stories.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I may actually be able to suggest some good authors that are in London who might get for writing it up for you.
That'd be great. That'd be great. I'll certainly need to make some money somehow out of that whole thing. Now that and I'll just like go over like a fairly thick scar. I'm no longer as flexible as I used to be.
Is that a new one?
It was just an animal that I didn't see in time.
Ignatius, as you enter the parlor at this point, as you go to enter, you make me a spot hidden or a listen check, please, outside the door. If you're paying any attention to your surroundings. If not, feel free not to. You enter
I'm
into the
fixated
parlor.
on my cape.
Yes. With your new
Greetings and salutations.
Ignatius. Oh, a new cape. Are you on a new caper?
I am the great caper. I am. I bought two. Who am I kidding? I bought two. I was told that this was the capier of the cape. Almost too capey, but not too capey. So here I am with my new cape.
It is very capey.
Thank you.
Oh, Ignatius, this is an old friend of mine, Mr. Maximilian Johnson, a friend of mine from the time I spent in India.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure is mine.
Ignatius Emberath or Shimmerrath, whichever you prefer, also known as the Arcane Gumshoe. I think this is customary when I meet somebody to magic trick, and then I try to perform a card trick.
I would like to see if I can. Whoa! No, that one's just impressive. I'm not gonna try to see through that thing.
Boom. Yep. I've been practice a lot. I tell you, I've been working like a dog. Making these.
Oh, I assume so.
Oh yeah. Anyway, how do you? Ooh, this might be rude. How do you know the good doctor?
Oh, we've been in the military together, way back when.
Doctor, does he know you from any of our other deeds?
No, just time spent in India fighting for the country, king country and all that.
Okay, so he doesn't know.
I'm gonna look very kind of confused and like, what did you get yourself into?
Yeah, Dr. Mortimer Davenport will just look at Mr. Johnson. Esoteric cases that the Society have been looking into. Some of them are a bit strange.
Oh,
I see.
snake people, crazy monsters, things that make you go insane, devilish paintings.
This is a question for Maximilian. Do you believe in any of that sort of nonsense?
Is
Is your mind open to this being like, yes, snake cults are perfectly viable thing that could exist somewhere in the world, or does this all sound like something out of a Penny Dreadful novel?
I'd say it's a sure. There's a theoretical possibility that these things exist, and at the same time, it's more like, look, if they were right in London, directly under our noses, we would have probably found them quite early. So he would be like very skeptical, not like dismissive, but
I'll have you down as a non-believer for now.
yeah.
So as you're having this conversation, two things are happening. First of all, downstairs, Elsie is returning to Grosvenor Square. James opens up the door. Ah, Miss Smith. How was your painting lesson?
Well, my painting's dreadful, and I seem to have spilled a bit of oil paint onto the hem of my skirt, so I need to change. Anything happening while I've been gone?
Gentlemen are upstairs in the parlour. Dr. Davenport has a friend over. I do not know if it is a society matter or if it is just, gossip.
I hope it's only gossip.
Miss Plum, pleasure to see you again. Welcome. He ushers you into the house.
I am going to go change briefly. Excuse me. And I will go to my room and change out of my oil paint stained skirt.
Okay, as you head upstairs, past the door to the parlour, would you mind giving me a spot hidden roll, please? Okay.
That's a fail.
Thank you very much. Okay. So Elsie heads on upstairs. Meanwhile, in the parlour, Maximilian, you feel something brush up against your leg.
I'm gonna go and take a look at what's
Looking
brushing against my
down,
leg.
you see a calico cat.
Yeah, I'll go
circling
scratch
around
it.
your legs.
I'll go pet it. I'm gonna grab it at the scruff and pull it up.
The cat gives a hiss. Mortimer, you recognise this is one of the cats that lives at Grosvenor Square. So she shouldn't really be upstairs in the parlour. This is Freya, who's one of the household cats.
Oh, you're a cute one. It'll probably scratch me like five times or something, but
back out her claw to try and scratch you. Are you going to try and dodge out the way of this?
nah, I'm gonna ignore that. The worst thing that's gonna happen is a couple of scratches. I got worse. I'd be surprised if it gets through my skin. I'll just
Normally these cats aren't allowed.
Yeah, so I apologise about my cough again.
It's
Still not shifting. Yeah, the cat doesn't manage to actually cause any damage to you, but she does not look pleased.
I'll have a put her down and give her like a shove towards the door.
Quick
She
check.
doesn't seem in a hurry to leave. She sort of slinks around the back of your chair. Slinks her way underneath it.
I was just going to ask Keeper, the cats aren't normally allowed here, are they, in that room?
They wouldn't usually be allowed up here, no. There's too many little knickknacks that they could Mr. Plum is fond of that they could knock over.
True, but this isn't Mortimer's house, so he's not too concerned about that, really. He's not one to enforce the rules.
I don't know that it's not allowed in here. Otherwise, I would have taken it out of the room.
Okay.
No, that's a cute little one.
Distracted by anything, Keeper? Or is it just lurking in a cat-like manner?
I would say make me... I guess animal handling is a skill, is it not?
It is. But,
Yes. Please make me an animal handling
Oh, right.
Oh.
I don't
Yeah.
actually even have that as a skill, so I'll just
5%.
5%, so just roll me a...
1 second.
I think that seems more fitting than cat psychology. Yes, you don't know what this cat is thinking. She is an inscrutable creature. So,
But would I have seen the cat in the last couple of days or so that I've been there?
yes, you would have seen there are 2 cats that live at Grosvenor Square. There's the Calico Freya, and there's a black cat called Medusa. You'd have seen both of them lurking around in various places.
Well, it's a bit strange that they're up here, but never mind. Wonder if Medusa's about. Keep have a quick look around to see if the other cat somehow made its way up here as well.
Give me a spot hidden, please.
Oh.
Yes. Somehow she's worked herself on the top of that bookshelf over there. I don't even know how she would have got up there. She sat there, watching.
Is there anything on the shelf that looks as if it could be knocked over by a cat?
There's a couple of books and a vase with some dried flowers in it.
Oh, nothing to worry about then. That's okay. I'll just make a note of where she is and just carry on as normal.
Okay, so having had your conversation interrupted by cats.
So you guys do all of the occult things, right?
Yeah.
Well, more or less. Usually, sometimes it's not always occult orientated, it's just something made to look that way.
I see. Do you have like people in the British Museum then? With
I actually do have a friend who works at the British Museum, and another who works at the library.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I mean, that's where I would suspect all the oddities end up in the first place. And I was asked to, go and give something over, travel, as I was traveling. An old friend of mine had something, to just give along.
Oh, what sort of thing?
Nah, just a little bit that they found in an Egyptian, whatever. And I just pat my pocket. It's not big. It's just something that he didn't want to risk it getting lost in during the travel.
I've got a challenge with looking into unusual artifacts. I took up, I have an interest in archaeology and unusual things, so if you want I can have a quick look at it now, and I might be able to give you an insight or have an idea who at the museum you'd need to speak to. Do you know what you said? Egyptian, was it? Or
I mean, the person that I'm supposed to bring that to is Neville Lloyd Price.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I know that person. I've not met them myself. My contact tends to deal with things from, further east, China, India, and the like.
Yeah. I mean, India also. I mean, we both know, right, how much stuff there is in India. That's just a lot.
Well, it's one of the places I picked up my old walking stick here.
Yeah, right. You had that back in the day already.
It's more a cosmetic piece, really. I thought it made me look stylish, but didn't quite work. But now it helps me due to a dodgy hip.
I mean, you got a couple of uses out of it anyway.
True.
And I'm gonna pull out the little thing that I'm supposed to. It's a bit of brown paper.
It's a small package just wrapped up in brown paper and tied up with string.
You know, if the people here are curious, it wasn't. It was just not supposed to get lost, but it wasn't like anything secret. So I'm just gonna open it up and unpack it.
Okay, so as you unwrap the layers, about 4 different layers of brown paper.
There's no way this is dangerous. How would it?
You see nestled inside them is a little pendant carved of let me see it, hang on. I have drum roll somewhere in here. Sorted out a handout for it.
It has a lot of wrapping on this bit.
Yeah, there's actually 40 different layers of brown paper. You're still unwrapping it.
Well,
Why is
There
there
we
so
go.
much tape?
This tiny little pendant
A little cat
carved
pendant.
of stone in the shape of a cat.
well, that looks really interesting. I'm pretty sure they used to worship cats in Egypt at some point, so probably going to the right person. Keeper, could I do an appraise roll to see if I find out anything for it?
Yes, you can give me an appraisal roll. See if it's worth anything.
I'll see if I can work out anything for it.
Sure. I mean, you could put that one in there. for a
So
reason.
this is a. Sort of turning it over, it's hard to really judge its precise age, other than it looks old. We're talking ancient Egyptian here, whatever it is. But beyond that, it could be anywhere from 2,000 years old to far, far older. And it's a very small thing. Probably actually not worth very much. Like, even to collectors, this is the kind of item that gets stuck in a drawer or a cabinet somewhere. It would never be the pride of place in anyone's collection. It's a little
But then
trinket.
again, someone who's got an interest in those sort of things would be interested in it.
Yeah, it's just people would definitely spend some money to buy something like this, but it wouldn't be something that anyone would get particularly excited about. It's a small ancient Egyptian trinket. Commonplace.
Is it sort of like a trinket that could go on a cat's collar, a necklace, or a bracelet or something?
Any of the above. It could be hung off a string. It's a pendant.
Fair enough. I'll just relay what I've found, really. Well, it does look like an ancient Egyptian pendant of some sort, or amulet of some fashion, but unfortunately I don't specialise in Egypt, so but I don't believe it's particularly valuable, unfortunately, but I think a collector would probably be interested in it. I think you're probably going to the right person at the museum. That's a definite.
I mean, yeah. Look at it. It's looking like, like the things that you buy, like on a bazaar. Just to get a souvenir, and that they make like, just because that's actually old and not just That's basically the only reason that I'm carrying it with me, and it's not just like in a big box somewhere.
Was this belonging to you, or were you transporting it for someone else?
Oh no, I'm transporting it for a friend of mine, or more like associate. He's been on a couple of expeditions with me. I do like, the logistics and getting people to places. Maybe you know him.
Possible.
That's Howard Phillips.
Actually, yes, I think I have. That name's familiar. I think I've probably spoken to him maybe from years ago now.
I mean, potentially.
Is it
If you're in that area, he certainly is. He's doing all the archaeology stuff.
excavation stuff down in Egypt last time?
Exactly.
But it was some time ago. I don't know him that well, but he would be the sort of person who'd find something like this. But, well, if someone likes cats, I'll definitely like this.
Yeah. I'll just put it back into the and wrap it back up, put the string back around, put it back in my pocket.
What's this about cats?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get up and.
I believe the household cats have made their way up here as well.
I look for the cats that are in the room.
I'll point them out.
If Mortimer points them out, you see one up on a shelf and one underneath Maximilian's chair.
As soon as I say it, I suspect Elsie's going to have a look anyway before I point them out, so...
Yeah, they're not supposed to be in here.
Oh.
And I'm going to attempt to pull the one cat that's up on the shelf off the shelf.
Okay. Give me an animal handling roll here. If you don't have it on your sheet, the base value is 5%. Did you know that was a skill which is going to be critical?
I do not have it on my sheet. I'm going to roll accounting because that's also at base value 5%.
Yes, and then
So-
if you succeed, you can...
I failed.
It is close, though.
I mean,
Yeah, so with your failure, you manage to wrangle this cat after a few false attempts, but the vase goes crashing down off the shelf and hits the ground, throwing
And
fragments
this is
of
why you're not
ceramics
allowed to
and
use
dried
it.
flowers across the floor.
Well, in defense of the cat, that vase only fell because you tried to wrangle it.
They know they're not supposed to be in here.
They're cats. They do what they want. Just like
I
all
hold
of us.
I hold the cat I'm holding up face to face. You know you're not supposed to be in here.
They're gonna
and
punish it by
I
doing a
Take the
painting of
cat
it.
out the parlor door and set it down at the steps. Shoot, and then I go in for the other one.
I would take the other one in the meantime.
Okay, gonna try and get this cat out of the room without incident. Give me an animal
Mortimer,
handling
get your
roll.
medical supplies ready. There might be cuts.
That is a fail as well.
Yes, the cat takes a swipe at you as you carry, lifting it to carry out the room. She's going to try and claw at you. You just gonna, yeah, she misses.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore the cat.
Yeah, but
just-
you're able to kind of shove the cat out the door and shut the door.
So mean to the cats.
Well, Miss Smith, this is an old friend of mine, Mr. Maximilian Johnson, from my time in India.
Pleasure to meet you. And
I don't know, man.
I stoop down to start picking up the pieces of the vase and the flowers. And I take the tea tray to put everything on.
And at this point that you hear footsteps outside the door. Is everything all right in there?
The cats came in, and I'm cleaning up the mess.
Don't worry about the Agnes, would you come and help me with these cats? And you hear a small commotion going on outside the door.
Well, the main reason I was coming to visit, Miss Smith, was I had a couple of books for you. I borrowed a book from yourself, Nameless Cults. I believe I borrowed the German copy, so I was wanted to return it to you now.
You're doing all this in front of Maximilian?
Yeah, it's just a book. I did add some touches to the book itself. I added on these corners here, I put like a bit of metal reinforcement because these bits always wear off in these books. So it just made it a bit more durable. And a translation of another book. I promised you translation of a book I'd got hold of. The Latin copy was called De Vermi Mysteries. I've done an English translation of that, so is that for yourself as well?
Thank you, but I can read the Latin version.
That's true, but I'd already started working on a translation, but it's not a direct copy as such because I've added additional notes on certain subjects that were included in the book, things that I've worked out since.
All right, thank you. I will, does he have them, do you have them with you right now? I can take them in.
I'll just get them out of my doctor's bag because they're just books. Pass them over. There was a matter of a strange statue found in Oxford. At the moment, it's just locked up in a cabinet at my house. I wasn't sure whether it'd be better locked up here in the safe.
You can bring it here and lock it in the safe if you wish. I think it should be smashed to bits if possible.
Unfortunately, it's probably quite durable, but that will be an option.
Thank you. Let me take these books. I'm going to take the books in one hand and the tray of broken vase and flowers and attempt to slip out the door without the cats coming in.
Make me a luck roll, please.
Oh, that's a success!
You manage to slip out the room without letting any of the cats in. Outside the room, you see Agnes carrying Freya downstairs, and James is chasing Medusa like up and down the staircase. A little success. So
I'll set the tray of broken glass on one of the tables in the hallway, and then I'll go and put the books away, and then I'll be right back.
okay, so you go to Elsie goes, takes the books down, locks them away safely in the safe in the office. Is there anything you would want to discuss in her absence, or would you rather wait till Miss Smith returns?
So, Mortimer, what is the thing that you need to destroy?
Well, there are some strange items, strange beliefs. Do you know how you have these unusual societies, like cults that worship, well, creatures of mythology? You've encountered strange carvings and things like that yourself. Some of them take it a bit too seriously, they believe, by, well, to be fair, every country, every faith has its own systems. I mean, like river gods and things they used to worship, well, there seem to be, how could I put it, an active cult in London that seemed to be tied to belief in a water deity of some fashion. And the police had been investigating some matter with them. It seemed this was just before I got involved with the society. I think they were doing sacrifices to this water deity as such. And this is a matter that the police asked the society for help to investigate, and this statue, I believe, is tied in with that. So we recovered it recently. But,
wouldn't it be like evidence in that case?
Normally-
You try these people. Dr. Mortimer, would you agree that it'd be hard to take this as evidence and try and convince the public or a jury or a judge that this stuff is happening?
Well, this statue is a bit strange. It makes people feel uncomfortable when it's near them.
Yeah. So
I'm not entirely sure why, but I believe it's something to do with the stone it's made from.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I mean,
There's all kinds of horrible things Maximilian, just last week, all of us almost died trying to stop a ritual. And people dream about me, and then bad stuff happens to me, and some type of eldritch force wants to eat my soul or something. Basically, the long and short of it is, in this society, you have to be brave, tough, smart, and lucky, and also crazy enough to stick around.
That is quite true.
I see.
I believe Miss Smith is probably busy wrangling cats somewhere.
Or trying to kill someone with a painting. Oh, look, I'm sure you're a big, strong, tough man, and you're obviously very smart. So you obviously have some belief in this stuff, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So I can offer you 3 things: wisdom/intellect, laudanum, and cocaine. Other than that, oh, if I like you enough, you can borrow a cape. So I guess technically 4 things. But the reality of the situation is, it is brutal here, and yeah, it's not good for life expectancy.
As Ignatius is sounding more and more like a madman upstairs, Elsie, would you mind giving me a spot hidden check, please, as you put the books away in the safe downstairs?
Just wanted some bread. With
Oh, that's a success.
cinnamon.
You pop the books in the safe. You think... No. Nothing, no. Just imagination. These are the same books. Probably.
No, if I've got even a suspicion, I'm going to look through them.
They are, the contents is the same. Like, they appear to have the same text, the same chapters in. Yeah, they must be the same books. I mean, the corners are slightly different, but Dr. Davenport said that he'd reinforced the corners.
One of them is the book that I know, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to look at it closer and see if there's any changes to the words.
Okay. As you take a break, give me a language own here, please.
That's a success.
The words are the same. The words are the same. You still can't get the shake the slight uncanny feeling that something is off about this book. But the words are the same, as far as you remember, yes.
I'll put them in the safe and lock the safe. I will double check that I lock the safe. I'm going to go back into the parlor that they're in.
Okay, you head back up to the parlor. What kind of expression is on Maximilian's face as the conversation is sounding increasingly more insane? Like, do you look like, nodding along buying this, or do you look like a man surrounded by madmen? Well, and John. John so far seems perfectly normal compared to the other.
I mean, I'm looking like somebody who's Ignatius is clearly batshit, but I've been interacting with weird people a lot, so that's just, it's not like that I've got a problem with that. So which you wouldn't probably see it on my face as much, and obviously Mortimer's just humoring him, right? He's an old friend. I know the guy, right? So I'm just gonna go along with it. Maybe look a bit skeptic in between. If somebody, actually tries to check how I'm thinking about it, they would probably notice. but I'll try to be polite and do the whole spiel.
Oh, I do have a question for you. How would you like to be addressed? Would you like to be addressed as Mr. Johnson, Maximilian, Max? I just don't want to be uncouth.
Oh, I'm fine with either way. I've been to places where they use the last name. I've been to places where they use the first name. I've been places where they use both. I'm fine either way. It's hard to offend me in any way.
I don't. No, you just seem like a well-mannered gentleman, and I am sometimes a bit
Odd?
intense. Well, that was hurtful, but yeah.
Oh, that happens. That's just
To be
we're
fair,
all different from each other, and as
I am a
such,
magician. I did come in here with a cape. Yeah. Odd. Yeah. No. Odd is. I haven't slept in 3 days. Sorry. Odd is fair. Anyway,
you should
look,
take less of the cocaine.
if that was the source of my inability to sleep, I would be much happier. Anyway, I have a book. You a well-read man?
Barely.
Okay. I have a book you might want to thumb through. It's in my bedroom. I'll be right back. And I am going to go try to get that, what I refer to as the monk book.
Bringing the Lacey book down.
Yep.
Yeah, Lacey's book with the translation of the monks. Yeah, you bring that back down to the parlor.
Yep. Here, Maximilian. Here's a page I've particularly read this book many times. It's this page. I have it kind of marked, and Keeper. It's the page where they really dive into the nitty gritty of the monk research. It's probably the page that I found the most troubling for my own psyche and sanity. And I go, no, I do this just not trying to scare you or shock you or anything. So don't just dive into it for the sake of diving into it. But I want to put my money where my mouth is.
Sure.
Okay. As you look at the page of the book he's handed you, you see that this appears to be some sort of excerpt from some sort of ridiculous gothic horror novel of some sort, describing documents found by old monks trying to carry out rituals to commune with like demons of some sort. It's better written than some you've come across, but a little over dramatic in places. But
yeah,
either that or it is clearly made up.
Yeah. What else would it be? It's very imaginative, certainly.
Well, keep reading, please, for 5 or 10 minutes. Sometimes you gotta work your way into it.
I'll humor them.
You just sat there reading this book in the parlor.
As time goes by, I'll just be more skeptic because it's not getting better.
Yeah, like it seems to be the plot of this book seems to be that there's this mad doctor who has found some Latin manuscripts and is now translating them. But the actual Latin manuscript, like the bit that's translated from the Latin manuscripts, is really lacking in plot. This doesn't seem to have a plot so much as be just someone's claim at some kind of, oh, I found this spooky manuscript. But yeah, this is. I mean, it's quite clear that Mortimer has fallen in with some very odd people here.
Now, things are not quite what they seem. I'm new to this myself, and I think give it some thought.
I'm going to look at John, who was the most normal person, and I'm going to be.
I mean, I've seen things that one would not believe to be true.
I mean, if you see stuff with your own eyes, that's usually, you know, fairly good evidence of something existing. Not real refutable, because there's and I'm gonna go all on an explanation about Fata Morganas, of mirages and stuff. And how I've been in the desert at one time and seen like an oasis that wasn't actually there. And how we almost died at that time. And it'll probably, if nobody stops me, it'll take forever.
I find that entire thing captivating, actually, as you describe it in detail. And I go, this is, now I know what I've said before is a little, I know it sounds crazy and all of that, but I used to think exactly like you did. And this is the rub. Sometimes what you're describing is actually right, and that's what's happening when you're dealing with this esoteric business. That's where a fellow could start to doubt his own wits if he wasn't made of stern stuff, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I think I'm going to go have a nap. I might be able to sleep without dreaming this time. And it was nice to meet you, Mr. Johnson. Could I have my book back, unless you want to borrow it for a little bit longer?
No. I'll hand you the book back, and I'll say, so you think that that's something you can just experience yourself?
Unfortunately, Mr. Johnson, all my friends are dead, and I was involved in the thing that killed me. So yes.
Oh, we're
Anyway,
not your friends?
time for sleep. Well, it's a different.
Oh, a different kind of friend.
You're my
okay.
you're my comrades. You're all, and I, including myself, far too old to have been my friends back then. We were very intoxicated university brats. Anyway, to sleep. Goodbye.
Okay.
And I go to my room.
As he's left, I'll turn to Mortimer and I'll say, did he kill his friends?
No.
Because that sounded like an admission to murder.
No, I think he's rather unfortunate in that his friends all died of different things. Actually, I don't know how they all died, but I don't believe he's actually involved with it. It's just a coincidence, and rather unlucky, to be fair, that a number of his former colleagues have died. I mean, look at us. To be fair, a lot of people we've known and travelled with have passed away. Through adventure, it happens. It's just rather unfortunate that. Not entirely sure what actually happened. I believe, but anyway, he's a rather interested individual. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. He certainly is.
I walk into the room at that point. What did I miss?
All of it, yes.
Okay. Dr. Davenport,
Yes.
the books don't seem like there seems to be something. Did you do any repairs to what? The book seems different. Other than the corner protection, what happened?
Just the one. I did partially rebind it as close as I could to the original, but that was just the Nameless Cults one. It was in German. I couldn't, to be fair, understand German. I was looking for see if there's any similarities in the writing style between the authors of those books and the books I had. See if there's some unusual correlation between influences for them. But they seemed rather strange. They don't seem to be skilled authors. They don't seem to structure their books in the right way, if that makes sense. You've studied these books yourself. They don't seem to have what any sensible person would be put contents in it. For example, an index, things like that you can reference to. They don't seem to have anything like that in them. They seem to jump around a lot between topics.
Yes, that's because they were generally journals of some sort.
Somewhere.
Not necessarily made for the consumption of the average reader.
The one I translated is actually a book the Society didn't have originally. I've got that. I have the original in Latin. But that was actually a journal of sorts. It was Ludwig Prynne. He apparently was a crusader who spent a lot of time in, well, the Middle East, and that's what the journal relates to, his time in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a strange one, apparently. If you believe what the book said, he was hundreds of years old.
I mean, I know another book that says people that calls about people that were that old.
But we only have the book's word for that.
Elsie, could you give me a look roll during all this?
That's another fail.
Maximilian, you feel something brushing up against your leg again.
I'm just
Both
gonna
legs this
grab.
time. Both the
straight-
cats are back this time.
I'm just gonna grab straight down with both of them and just pull them up.
Okay, give me an animal handling check.
I mean, they'll probably attack me again. It's fine. Oh, come on. 3 points of luck. There you go.
Yes, you can manage to deposit the cats where you want to deposit them without injury.
I'll just keep them on their necks, and I'll just put them on my lap. But I'll keep both hands on their necks so that they can't leave.
They don't look pleased to be there.
There you go. If you kind of come in cuddling, I'm gonna keep you here. And I'm gonna just have them there on my lap, and then keep going with the conversation.
Oh, it seems those cats are really interested in yourself.
I mean, since we're talking about occults, maybe the little statue is like catnip.
Statue?
Oh, I was wondering whether they just picked up the scent of a tiger on you or something like that.
Oh, that might be true too. Though I haven't seen one of those in like half a year.
Oh, did you not see the figurine then, Miss Smith?
No, I was not here yet. I had come in, I think at the tail end of that conversation.
Mortimer, would you mind? It's the top left pocket. Because I'm not going to let go of those cats.
Yeah, I'll reach in to grab it.
Okay, as you reach in, sort of take it out of his pocket, the cat swipes upwards to grab at the little parcel wrapped up in paper.
Okay.
Give me a dexterity roll here.
Can I not fight back?
You can fight. Yeah, you can fight back against the cat. You can either dodge it out of the way, or you can fight back against the cat. Yes.
I wouldn't
Punch
do
the cat on the head with it.
I will just try to avoid. So I'll just do a straight dex roll. That's a fail.
Yes.
9
Luckily
points
for
of luck.
you, the cat has currently got an extreme success on this.
Whoa.
So the small thing goes skittering away across the floor, and the other cat is going to attempt to worm its way out of Max's grip. I think this would be a strength roll to hold on to this cat.
Strength? Alright.
Yes.
That is a
You may need
success.
to hold on to the cat, but the first cat is diving across is trying to go after the floor after the item that is sent flying. What are the rest of you? What are John and Ignatius and Elsie doing during this? How are you reacting?
Ignatius left.
Oh yeah, Ignatius has left.
I'm
Thank
trying
you
to have
for the reminder.
a fever dream, so to speak.
Yes.
I'm-
So John and Elsie.
Which part of the room did it go skittering towards?
Skittering towards the door of the room, which is currently
think I was
closed because we. Yeah.
I'm going to stoop down to pick it up.
Okay.
And I'm trying to suppress laughter.
Yes. The free cat, which is Freya, is now like
Oh.
at Elsie's feet.
Oh, she succeeded in leaving with the.
You got hold of one of the. Yeah, you got the first. You've got the second cat.
Alright.
There are 2 cats.
Freya, stop! They must not like this. considering their behavior.
Either they don't like it or they like it a lot more than they should.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fairly odd.
May I unwrap it and look at it?
Sure, but maybe take care of the cats. It's a little cat statuette.
I will open the door and push Freya out of the room with my foot.
Okay.
As you do with a cat when they don't want to move.
I'm
Not
going to
kick.
ask for an animal handling here, essentially for cat wrangling, without.
Oh, that's a fail.
This cat is refusing to be wrangled out of this room. She kind of worms her way over your foot. She's not going.
I'm going to holler for James or Agnes. Can someone please come get these cats?
Sorry, Miss Smith. James comes running upstairs, and you notice that there seems to be a bleeding cut on the back of his hand, a long scratch.
Oh, I'll hand him one.
Yeah.
And then I go grab the other one.
Okay, give me an animal handling. This is a revenge for that session where I was a snake person being attacked by cats. Is you're now facing the greatest enemy.
Fair.
Cats.
Yeah, they fight badly.
Yeah, Freya shoots off underneath another piece of furniture. She's off beneath the settee. But James removes Medusa as you hear him going, and make sure the windows are shut. We don't want any other stray cats getting in this time.
All right. Is this normal behavior for your cats?
No. I will hand the package back to Mr. Johnson.
All right, I'm gonna open the package and keep it like in my hand, and show the cat statuette again. And what type of material is that? Is that stone? Is that jade? Is that?
In this case, this one is made of stone.
All right.
Statuette. Yes.
May I? I'm going to. I've just asked to look at and hold the statuette.
Sure.
I'm gonna smell it, feel it, see if there's any openings in it.
Okay, make me, I guess, any kind of appraise or investigatory role that you think is suitable.
Let me see. I think maybe just the spot hidden then? See if there's anything different about it.
Failing all else, spot hidden will be appropriate.
I will spend the 6 points.
You turn it back and forth, you examine it. It doesn't smell of anything. It doesn't open up. There does look to be a small cartouche engraved into the bottom. A series of hieroglyphs. Very small. Just scratched, not even nicely engraved, just scratched into the bottom.
Okay. Well, here's something. Have you a bit of paper? I look around for some paper. I guess I might have a small memo pad nearby with graphite. And I'll draw out the hieroglyphics that I see. Or is my best approximation?
Yeah, you can do so.
All right. This is on the bottom. There's no opening, so I don't think there's anything inside. What's this say?
That's interesting. I didn't notice that when I looked at it, but then again, I wasn't looking for that.
It's right here, and I'm going to point directly at it.
It is very small. You need good eyesight.
I know some basic Egyptian, but I'm no expert.
I mean, go have at it. And I'll put the statue back in the paper and, store it away.
I have no idea, but at least it's going to an expert on this sort of thing. Perhaps the gentleman at the museum would be able to understand this.
Yeah, probably. I'd assume so. That explains why you would send it to an Egyptologist, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine you're like on a bazaar with that kind of thing, and all the cats go completely crazy for it.
Well, perhaps it's cursed or blessed, considering they had a special belief regarding cats, I think.
And I believe they used to worship them at some point.
I guess that's fair.
Perhaps it's a symbol of one of their deities or something, who knows.
That's that.
And no idea why these cats are behaving strange like this, but cats do what cats do at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true.
Keeper, what time of day is it now?
Probably late morning, coming up for lunchtime.
Late morning. I wonder what would be ideal time for you to take this over to the museum. Could always grab something to eat here first before heading that way.
I think so. That sounds like a reasonable thing to do.
Light lunch or something like that.
Yeah.
So the plan
Well,
is
maybe
to
it just smells weird, right? To cats. They have fine noses.
That's true.
So the plan is to have lunch, then for Max to head over to the museum and hand this over to Mr. Lloyd Price. Is that the plan?
I believe so.
Scones.
Excellent. Well, as you make your way down to lunch, cats have eventually been wrangled out the way. Although you notice when, the maid brings food in for lunch, the door is open for the barest of seconds, and you see two of the servants standing behind the door, warily standing guard against any potential feline intruders. But as you make your way down, enjoy a wonderful lunch at the Society. That is where we're going to go to break, and we will be back in about 10 minutes' time. See you then. So, after a lovely lunch at the Society, untroubled by any further feline incursions, Max and Mortimer, and is anyone else going with them? John, are you going as well?
Sure.
So Max
Yeah.
and Mortimer and John are making their way over to the British Museum. Elsie, you said you were staying behind, correct? And Ignatius, you are having a nap. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm trying to dream.
Could you give me... What are you trying to do exactly here? You're just trying to have a nice dream? You're just trying to have a restful nap?
I am trying to evoke whatever cursed thing is plaguing me and fight it.
You're trying to... Okay. You're trying to let it in.
I'm trying to. I feel very empowered after our recent, what I would consider, stunning victory, and now I've decided that no one else can help me but me, and it's time to just beat this thing and get on with my glorious life.
Okay, in which case, give me a power roll. In this case, you're looking for a success to reach out to whatever it is. Let's remember what voice I did. It's clearly the entity of many voices. You sink down into sleep, into thick darkness and shadows. And in the darkness, you hear a voice. You called for me. Oh, sweet little thing.
It's time to sends.
It's dinner time.
Do I see anything?
You don't see anything. You just hear the voice in the darkness.
You killed all my friends.
Yes.
What are
Yes, I
you?
did.
You know who I am?
Dinner.
I'm Vivacious Ignatius.
I
I'm
know.
not dinner.
Quite
I'm a
entertaining
winner.
to watch. Why I've let you run around for so long.
Let me?
Oh yes.
Me?
Yes. You're only alive because you're entertaining.
You're only alive because you're hidden. Ah!
Oh,
I made
know
you show up
nothing.
here.
you know nothing.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah. But, you know, I tried. Anyway, that's
Are
neither
you
here nor
bored of
there.
being entertaining? Have you come to
I
die?
kill me. Face me.
Kill
You
you.
talk so bold and
Is that what
brave
you're
for
asking
something.
for?
I'm daring you.
Are you sure?
I dare you. I don't think you can do it. You've been running from me for years. For
You're not going to fight
years.
me. You're just going to let me kill you.
Exactly. I'd be letting you do it. No, I'm daring. I dare you. You small little craven thing. You know what's funny? We looked into your dream. We peered into your head. I've been chasing you
You reached
for
out into the
years.
darkness and you found me.
I
You
found
invited
it's.
me in.
I stumbled into a wall
You
when I was
offered
drunk.
yourself up to me.
That's not what those words mean.
Mhm.
I am sick of your insolence. You are churlish. Your chicanery shall be tolerated.
You're sick
Show
of
yourself.
life.
I'm sick of your life. You know how
Well,
many capes I have? You know how hard it is to walk around wearing 4 capes? Going upstairs?
I know.
Running
I have
from
been
jealous
watching you.
husbands?
The
Of course,
tripping
you've been
over is
watching me
most
because you don't
entertaining.
have anything to do. You have no power. You won't even
Are you
show
ready to
yourself.
die?
I'm ready for you.
Hmm.
Square up in a battle of
Okay.
wits. I challenge you to a battle of wits.
I thought
You can't.
I thought you weren't challenging me. I thought you were ready to die. That's what you
That's
said.
you listen as well as a doorknob.
Give me a power roll, please, Ignatius.
Oh, I have fucked up. Ooh.
Roll me 1d6, please.
Do I want to roll high or low? It's high.
You awake from the dream, having taken 6 points of damage.
Oh!
You wake, your heart sort of pounding your chest, struggling to keep beat. There is like blood seeping out from under the beds of your fingernails, from the corner of your eyes, your very tissue of your body torn apart. Give me a sanity roll, please.
Oh, man. Not my cape. No blood on my cape. No blood on my cape. No blood on
You
my
only
cape.
lose 1 point of sanity from this experience, but you can feel the damage done to your body. Whatever it is out there you reached out to, it can hurt you.
I'm at 3. Oh,
That
God.
is a major wound, then, I believe. Is that?
That's on brand. That's on brand.
Yeah. You struggle to maintain your consciousness for just a moment, like the shadows in the corner of the room reaching in. Like,
there's only one solution to this. It's cocaine. Ah! And I'm gonna call out for one of the
before your
maids.
eyes. You call out,
Agnes?
Elsie, could you give me a listen check, please? You are still at home. No. What would you be doing whilst the other gentlemen have gone out? Elsie.
I am probably sketching or drawing in my in the ladies' parlor. Just trying to get some stuff drawn out. It might or might not be a darkness infused star vampire themed kind of drawing. I don't know.
Just getting out those demons.
Yes, getting out the demon.
So, Ignatius, the door is flung open by Agnes.
Agnes, I have.
Oh
yeah.
Stars.
Agnes,
save us.
Agnes, where is Mortimer?
He left. He went out. Are you alright? Stay sat down. You look awful.
I've not moved an inch.
Your eyes are bleeding.
Yeah, I know. You still look
Your
very
ears are bleeding.
sharp. That's an old rugby wound. I lied. I totally
What did you do?
You wouldn't understand it. You wouldn't.
Shall I get Miss Smith then?
Oh, I don't want to give her the satisfaction. She would laugh. She would laugh because I'm always right. She would laugh because I was right about Pinhue. She was just insufferable. Mostly because she can be, because she's very powerful and smart and rich. No, she shan't see me like this. You must bring me fresh sheets, bandages, and a wheelbarrow.
I'm not bringing a wheelbarrow up 3 flights of stairs, but I'll bring you the rest of it.
Oh, you're most magnanimous. Where did Mortimer go?
The British Museum.
Oh, could you call them?
I can,
And ask
yes,
for Mortimer.
I suspect it's quite a large place.
It's just here. Give them these directions. Call them. Say blah blah blah. Esoteric fancy stuff. And you're looking for Mortimer. And eventually he'll come back. Oh God. Oh, it's like somebody.
Stay there.
I'm not moving. I am not. Oh, I've shat myself. Oh, that might have happened before the dream. Oh God. Oh no.
And Agnes leaves.
I don't think I have ribs anymore. Oh God.
Elsie, the door to the parlor opens. And Agnes leans in, steps into the room.
Yes.
Smith, just to make you aware that Mr. Embereth seems to have done something terrible upstairs and is currently bleeding out of his eyes. He told me not to let you know, but I thought you should probably be informed in case some sort of horrific demon has been summoned into the house.
Thank you. It's just his eyes?
Oh no, his ears, his fingernails, the corner of his mouth, it was quite awful. It reminded me of a cousin of mine once who didn't last very long.
Bandages, definitely warm water and cleaning cloths. I'll be right up to help clean him up.
I can do the cleaning up. That I'll get Missy on it as well. But I just thought you should know in case it was something that we should be aware of.
Thank you.
How much longer will he be staying?
He's supposed to be finding a place. I guess we'll give him till the end of the month to find a place.
I'll go get sheets.
Thank you.
Oh, God. Oh.
I'm going to set my supplies down on the table there. And I will actually go up to Ignatius's room, knocking on the door and pushing it open.
No. Somehow I know it's you. No, absolutely not. No.
What have you done?
What? I summoned a blood demon and it beat my ass. What do you mean? What have I done? What have you done to me? To me?
You summoned something.
No. Do you remember when you made me look at that painting, or wanted me to look at that painting that was going to hurt me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. Except I did it to myself because I was trying to. You wouldn't understand.
Yes, I would.
No, you resent me. You hate me for my outlandish ways and the fact that I give you advice that is both acerbic and accurate at the same time. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, by the way, as much as our rivalry is very intriguing, please don't take too many steps feet into the room. I have soiled myself. I'm not too proud to admit that. There is a lot of turkey, I think. I don't think I have ribs. I went to sleep.
I will have Agnes assist with cleaning up of the blood, but I think
I think I'd rather just
I'll have
let
you
you
sit
leave
in
me.
your soilings for a little while.
If you're so upset about me being right about Pinhu and you being wrong about pretty much everything we've argued about, that's fine. That is completely okay. But it's very small and petty of you, which on a certain level I actually respect. Anyway, I'm going to get up now.
What you're talking about.
I'm going to get up now. I'm going to go die in the streets. I'm going to go die in the streets.
I will actually step into the room and push him back down onto the bed.
No.
Why
are you so strong?
Comes in.
You have the forearms of a sailor.
Here we go. I told you to stay there.
I don't listen very well.
Help him with his blood, the bleeding.
Yes.
Let him
warm water.
His bed for a little while until at least Dr. Davenport returns.
You are picking on a wounded man. You are so small and spiteful.
And you should know better.
Know better than to what? To do what?
To summon something.
I didn't summon anything. I went to sleep and I had a dream, and the thing that was stalking me was talking, and a copious amount.
You summoned it. You said it yourself a few moments ago. You summoned something.
I made a
and
joke.
This is what happens when summoning is.
Oh.
Summoning. None.
The way that you talk about summoning makes me think that you're confessing. Anyway, the point that I am making, madam, is I went to sleep. I closed my eyes, and I had a dream, a horrible dream. There was nothing there but smoke and a taunting voice, and it was talking copious amounts of trash to me. I have a tape. I do not get trash talked. I do the trash talking.
And I assume that whatever you were trash talking to and was returning volley for volley.
Oh, it only had one volley. It only needed one. I was thoroughly. It was like fighting. It was like kissing a train. The train was made of a fist, the fist of a god, an angry god. I've lost a lot of blood, and yet I feel so much shame that my pride hurts more than I am somehow bleeding from my pores.
Okay. So as Agnes and Missy, the other maid, start to tend to your wounds, we will go across to the British Museum, where Mortimer, John, and Maximilian have arrived. There are plenty of people milling around looking at the exhibits. Are you heading straight over to see either Professor Denton or Mr. Lloyd Price? Or do you have other business first?
I think we'll probably head straight to Mr. Johnson's contact there first.
Yeah, I think probably first step, like the secretary or something, and then asking where to go, and then...
Yeah, she'll happily direct you towards the office that is being used by Mr. Lloyd Price. And the sign on the door is paper. It doesn't look very permanent. No fancy brass plaque. It's just a little paper sign. Whoever knocks on the door is answered by a voice, youngish sounding, calling from within. Yes, please come in.
Hello. Are you, Mr. Price?
Yes, Neville Lloyd Price, Egyptologist.
Great. An associate of mine asked me to bring something to you. And if my brain was a bit better, I would have known the name again. Let me just...
Phillips? Was that the name?
Howard Phillips was the name.
Howard Phillips, yeah, there he is. Howard, an associate of ours, Howard Phillips, asked me to bring something with me as I'm traveling back to London.
And is it an apology?
Hmm?
Is it an apology?
I don't think, maybe? I don't know. I'll bring the package out. It's a little statuette. I'd assume it's old. It might be, I'm opening it up, and it might be Egyptian. I don't know. I brought it from Egypt to here.
Peers down at it and goes,
And it's got some, and I'm turning it over and showing him the hieroglyphs. It's got some glyphs on it. Looks like it's old.
old, yes, but it's just
Might be an apology.
little amulet. There's no note with it, no message. He just said, "Bring it."
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking he would just want.
Well,
I was not aware that the two of you had like an apology-worthy backstory.
it's not. I am not the sort of gentleman to go and gossip about other people's activities, but let's just say that I would be wary of working with him in future. He is... You can see him searching for words. He struggles to toe the line between what he wants to say and what is gentlemanly to say.
I mean, just be straightforward with me. It's fine.
He stole credit, shut me out of a project, and then framed me for involvement in artifact smuggling, which got my claims cancelled and got me kicked out of Egypt.
You can get kicked out of Egypt for smuggling artifacts? Oh, luckily, I was leaving anyway.
Yes, if you know, there's the right channels to do things, and then there's the wrong channels to do things, and
Well, admittedly,
too much of a
that
fuss
apology was
made-
also the wrong way, I guess, then.
Pardon?
I mean, that apology was then also the wrong way, because I wasn't gonna bother with properly
Oh.
trapping it.
Yes, indeed, and I don't know if this is an apology or if someone's had to frame me again.
I don't know. It's a small little statuette of a cat. And it contains some hieroglyphs on it. And we think cats react a bit weird. Maybe the stone is odd or something.
Oh, don't tell me you believe in all that sort of
I don't. I don't.
costumes and all that.
This looks more like maybe I'm thinking maybe like the radiation thing that people in France are researching right now. Might be something like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Weird rocks that do things. Ask the scientist. I'm not one. I know how to travel places.
Me neither. I am a field archaeologist. Well, I was a field archaeologist. It's a little hard to do that when you have been banned from the country that has your field in it.
There's plenty of countries that you can still do. I mean,
I'm an
there's Sudan
Egyptologist.
and Egypt. Wait, is Sudan already a thing, or is it?
I'm not
is that
sure.
all
I now
Egypt?
need to look at.
I mean, sure. If your only knowledge is Egypt, then that's kind of problematic. But
I mean, I know other
Yes.
things, but that's what I'm interested in.
I mean, the cultures went further than that, though, right?
Yeah.
There's like in Libya something.
This doesn't make it. Look, this doesn't make what he did any better. Just because
I
he's
mean,
a friend of
fair.
yours, you shouldn't defend him.
I mean, I know him from a couple of expeditions, and that's basically it. I'm just the guy that gets people places.
So well. Well, anyway, thank you for bringing this. Even though.
Well, the two guys, the friends that I had on here, were quite curious about the hieroglyphs on the bottom of this. Do you know what they mean?
Oh, it's just an invocation of the goddess Bastet. Fairly standard for this sort of thing.
I see.
I suspect,
mean-
small cat amulet associated with the worship of the goddess of cats. Really nothing that unusual. I mean, if you have a particular interest in it, he looks over to Mortimer and John, gentlemen. Take it if you're interested in it. I have no desire to keep some sort of pity gift from Phillips.
Does seem a rather strange gift for him to give you, considering your the nature of your recent relationship, falling out as such. Just seems a bit strange.
Yes, well,
Well,
take it if you want it. If not, I will add it to the museum's collections.
What does this inscription actually say? It's just an invite or something.
It's just essentially, it's not really a word. It's more just her name. So I suspect this is associated with her worship. Bastet.
Just her name, then?
Yes. But it's fairly usual for artifacts of this type. Nothing too great to be gleaned to it, but I guess in adding it to the collection in bulk, they give an insight into a window into history, one could say, an insight into what people are doing. It's,
Well, if you have no interest in it, then I'm pretty sure we know someone who will. I believe Miss Smith was also interested in this back at the Society.
Mhm.
Who knows? Maybe she'll buy it.
and he goes to hand it back. Well, he goes to hand it over to Mortimer, as Mortimer's the one that seems.
Yeah, and I'll accept it. And if we've still got the rest, I'll wrap
It's
it.
yours. Keep it. Do with what you will. And if you see Phillips, tell him that would not suffice for an apology.
I mean, fair. I don't think I'm gonna see him anytime soon, considering I don't intend to pick up the mantle of traveling again. I'm getting quite old, to be honest.
Leaves a space in the field for some others to take over. Yes.
Yes.
Well, if I can get the legality smoothed out with the High Commission, I will hopefully be back out there in a couple of years. But for now, paperwork and officers is my new domain. I don't know how many people here stand it.
Also, work that needs to be done.
Sorry, Mr. Green, I didn't catch what you said there.
Oh, that was my entire career, offices and books and such, but other things
poor
call.
soul.
I wasn't a bad career.
You
Do I
didn't
need
have
to
any
heal?
urge to travel the world? no desire to get out there and see life for yourself?
No, actually, traveling from Nottingham to Oxford was quite sufficient.
Well, cut from a different cloth, you and I. That's much I can say for certain. No. But well, if you sorry, just to thank you for, if you look back to Maximilian, for bringing us all this way.
And no problem. I was on the way anyway. I'm just wondering why he was so insistent about not this not being lost on the way to you, if it's just like a small.
I have no idea. You have to take it up with him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Working of that man's mind is a mystery. Vindictive mystery. Now, what time is it? If you gentlemen don't have anywhere to be, do you fancy a round at the Red Lion before you go on your way?
Oh, sure.
I'm pretty much done here for the day. Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, and he sort of steers you round the corner towards one of the local pubs. And offers to buys you all a round of drinks. As you feel free to interrupt at any point if you've got anything major to say.
Just checking. This is just a general pub in the area rather than the same one we had that murder thing in. That's one with the heart ripped out.
That was over in Wapping, other side of the city.
It's a different Red Line.
Yes.
That's
It's the most common name for pubs.
It is.
Yes. So yeah, as you're sitting there, drinking your drinks of choice, you hear a commotion from behind the bar of the pub. You hear a woman's voice going, "Out! Out! Get out, you schemer's monster! Out!" Oh, someone! For God's sake, will someone catch that cat?
I'm seeming to be catching a lot of cats today, and I'm gonna get up and trying to catch the cat and yeet it out the window.
So the sound was from behind, like the kitchen of the
all right,
the pub, like behind the bar. So the cat is not currently in the room with you. It's a commotion going on.
I was going to suggest that perhaps we stop by a cattery if anyone knows of one in the area, just to see the effect it would have.
Probably not the best idea. But how far away are we from the Society Keeper? Fair distance, aren't we?
A short walk.
Oh, short walk. I'm not sure.
Like an hour tops.
What shall we do?
Currently, you've still got Mr. Lloyd Price with you, unless you're.
We're just having a quick drink.
Yeah, we're just having a little drink, and I'm probably gonna tell another story and how we almost drowned in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, and he'll share some stories of excavations down in Egypt and nonsense stories that he doesn't believe about cursed tombs, and like that time that someone got their foot crushed by a falling block when they're trying to move it to open a tomb up. All sorts of hilarious stories about archaeology.
Yes. Just have a drink and listen and enjoy the stories.
Okay. And as you while away the rest of the late afternoon into evening, it's a warm summer's evening as Neville finally calls it a night. Right, I should probably be getting back whilst I can still,
Just one more.
All right. One more. My question at this point is, how much are you three drinking?
Yes.
Are you drinking, or are you just like sipping at stuff?
Mortimer's not drinking too much. He's just having enough to be sociable, but not because, well, work to do.
And John?
John will have he'll have about 2, maybe 3 pints.
Maximilian, please. How much are you drinking? Like, is this a moderate amount or a lot?
I mean, I would call it like a not to like pass out, but enough to be like a really, really annoying drunk.
Okay. Give me a constitution roll here, please.
I don't know why be a really, really annoying drunk cracks me up so much, but that absolutely did.
Oh, that's an expensive bill.
Yes. You're able to hold your liquor fairly well. It takes you quite a lot to get quite drunk. But yes, you're not... Well... A couple of things may have a penalty die for you.
That's fine.
But you're not completely incapacitated and drunk. As you make your way out of the pub and presumably back to the society? Or would it be back to Mortimer's shop?
I think we're heading back to the society first. Well, actually, it's a valid point. Which is closest?
The society would be closest, I believe.
We'll head there then first.
So you head back to the society through a slightly meandering route when you realise that the bookshop probably would have been closer, but by this point you've walked like halfway to the society.
Oh,
you should probably call in to make sure that, you know, the others are alright.
Yeah, definitely.
And... well...
Any cats following us, by the way?
I was going to say give me a spot hidden as you make your way back towards Grosvenor Square.
Do I have the penalty die, or do I get to increase my spot hidden?
You do get to increase your spot hidden for that critical roll. You're getting better at seeing things. You watch in the shadows. Cats. Their eyes... well, no, it's not shadows yet. It's still summer, so it's still light out, so you can see them. In the bushes, in the alleyways, walking along the tops of walls, watching from the windows of houses as you pass by.
Look, I know
Many
there's a lot.
cats turning their attention on you and their eyes on you. And there's something just not right about the situation. I need a sanity roll from all of you, please. Including Maximilian.
That says cats. There's a lot of cats in London. There's a lot of rats in London. This might just make sense. Everything's fine.
Mortimer, you lose 1 point of sanity. Max, you do not lose any sanity yet.
That's fine.
Just adding it to your tally.
The thing is, though, John Greaves didn't actually see the cats.
And it's fine. So, I mean, you would have simply made him aware. He doesn't see the cats, and the cats don't concern him. As far as John is, this is a nice, pleasant walk back from the pub on a summer evening. They are watching you. So you return to the doors of the society. And as you stumble your way in, it seems to be an atmosphere in the air. It's hard to judge what it is, but Elsie, in the intermediate time, so over the course of the afternoon, is there anything you wanted to have gotten up to? Other than eventually changing the sheets, getting the maids to change the sheets on Ignatius's bed.
I've been adamant about not changing out his sheets until Dr. Mortimer arrived.
Okay, yeah, in which case the sheets are still unchanged.
And I am quite furious, to be reasonable. Quite furious for a reason. Shh, stop it. I am I'm basically pacing in the front hall, waiting for Mortimer to arrive because I am so done. And as soon as I see him, I am going to launch into an explanation so quick.
So yeah, the three tipsy gentlemen stumble into the hall to be greeted by Elsie.
Dr. Davenport, I am done. I need him out of my home soon.
Who? What? What's happened?
Ignatius has summoned something in his sleep and it attacked him, and now he is sitting in his own filth waiting for you to be here because he's stupid. That's it. He's insane. He needs to be gone.
He does seem rather difficult, I'll admit that. He's a complex fellow.
He's bleeding from his eyes and his ears and his fingernails, and it seems like the blood was seeping from his pores at one point.
Are you loud enough that I would hear?
Yes.
Then
Yes,
you would hear me call out. And even though I was attacked by a death demon, her horrible voice is the thing that's done the most damage to me.
Well, it looks like I'm going to be busy. Miss Smith, we took that cat token thing to the museum. The gentleman didn't seem that interested in it. I'd still have it with me if you'd be interested. I'm sure the society could keep it somewhere here. There seems to be an number of unusual artifacts here. Do you have an interest in archaeology?
Sure.
Here it is, and I'll pass the package over. Unless yourself, Mr. Johnson, do you want to keep hold of it or return it to your friend?
I don't mind either way. I was just asked to bring it over, and I was just, doing a favor. I'm not gonna travel all the way back to Egypt just to give it back.
Fair enough, but we can just keep it here. There are a number of old items, artifacts, and like in various drawers here. We could keep it here until we're here.
I mean, you could put it on a string and hang it around one of your cats. They seem to like it.
I'll see what happens. But here you go, Miss Smith, and I'll pass over the packages wrapped up again.
Thank you. I'll put it in my pocket, and I'm looking for James. James, I think we need some coffee. If you would please follow me, Mr. Johnson and Mr. Greaves, this way, and I'll lead them to the gentleman's parlor and let them have a seat.
Excuse me, I'll see what Ignatius has been up to.
Okay, so yeah, three of you make your way to the parlour, and Mortimer heads upstairs to see to the patient. The inpatient patient. The
Mortimer.
smell of blood and filth is in the air as you enter the room. It's been a warm summer afternoon, it's not pleasant.
She left me in my own filth, Mortimer, because she is a hateful.
I think she probably left you in your own filth to teach you a lesson.
But you're assuming that I should have been taught a lesson.
Then what happened?
Okay. I went to sleep. I haven't slept for 3 days. You know I have issues sleeping due to...
That's true.
I think at this point, Agnes would have walked in and just started stripping the bed.
Agnes is waiting until Mortimer has seen the patient, probably. So she's sort of standing in the hallway, obviously listening in. Like she's not even hiding the fact that she's listening to this.
Just go. There's nothing I wouldn't say to Elsie's face that you need to report on. Good God. I'm talking to my doctor.
Do you require me to stay? Or shall I leave?
Can't even have privacy with my own doctor.
Dr. Davenport, do you require
Oh, sorry.
my presence?
I don't know. How about yourself, Ignatius? Yourself?
Once you get done treating me, I'm going to take a bath and I'm going to go. I'm going to leave this awful house filled with somewhat pleasant people, and I shall never, ever be back. in this awful place. That this home is a death of logic and common sense. It is where smart people go to be absurd. That is what this house is. It is a curse upon linear, logical thought, abstract thinking, and strategy.
Well, Agnes, do whatever you feel is best and most suitable.
That was the absolute worst thing you could have possibly said. I
And
can't even have
I'll,
privacy with my own doctor.
I'll check Ignatius over quick.
I'll wait here until I'm required.
Oh, fantastic. Here, there's pen and paper if you want to write down everything I say word for word, you snoop. It might just
Have
be
a very
better.
good memory, sir.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're good at something. Anyway, so this is what happened. I went to bed because I have trouble sleeping. For the most obvious of reasons. I'm cursed. You've read the book. So I go to sleep. And as I sleep, I dream. And I decide that I'm going to fight my monsters head on. That all of the strategy and running around hasn't worked. That all of the notes and all of the esoteric men and women and all of our plans and all of our strategies and all of that just have not come to fruition. Haven't even been close. And that the only one that has accomplished anything since I've been here, ironically, is me. For reference, look at how I bailed out all of you, but a few months ago. I wasn't even remotely close to being sober. And so then, I take on my demon, I summon it through the sheer force of my will and lack of sobriety. I'm convinced that they are the same. I say, enough of this. I have to fight. I have to fight for my own safety. And I lose. We've all lost. Lord knows we've all lost. And I wake up almost dead and suffer the further ignominious fate of sitting here in my own filth. Because the owner of this house is a wretched, vile, wanton, immoral, or amoral, depending on how you want to slice it, I suppose, mean person. A mean person. It doesn't matter that I was right about Pinhew. It doesn't matter that I was right with telling that boy not to get involved. It doesn't matter that I was right about saying we shouldn't go to Oxford. It doesn't matter that I was right about the stupid painting and the horse almost hitting me. It doesn't matter that I was right about how you shouldn't sick a magical artifact like the painting upon somebody. It doesn't matter that the scoreboard reads Ignatius everything. People who disagree with Ignatius, nada, zip, zilch, goose, goo. Oh, I must not be so stylish. In my anger, I think my ribs are growing back. That is what has happened. That is what has happened, Dr. Mortimer. So patch me up so I can leave. Call upon me should you need me. But I shall not spend another moment in this house longer than I need to, for I will not have my life risked for the amusement of a future spinster. Bring me John Greaves. If I sleep again, he shall aid me in the battle against this demon.
I'll have a look at your injuries. So, Keeper, what do I need to roll?
Give me a medicine roll, please.
Okay, it's probably been too long for first aid anyway.
Oh, yes. This is like third aid at this point.
Close. That's a
Yeah.
success.
Yeah, like, as you look him over, like, there's no sort of cause of his injuries. There's nothing really to treat here. Like, clearly, like, that you can see, you know, from his bloodshot eyes and the dried blood at their corners and the blood under the bed of his nails, and it's like this sort of fine reddish sheen across his skin where the blood has oozed from his pores. It just seems like a large amount of his blood decided to leave his body at once. You suspect there's probably some internal injury as well, but you don't have the tools to see that at the moment. All his ribs do appear to be there. A bit of prodding confirms that he does have the correct number of ribs.
Why?
They do appear to be significantly bruised. as you can tell by his
Yeah.
reaction when you touched them.
Your fingers are made of hate and iron.
Essentially, there is nothing you can do to treat this because there's nothing to treat.
Yeah, there's no visible injury as such. It's
No.
Okay,
it's
fine.
to be fair, Mortimer has seen people bleed from their eyes before.
Yes, you have seen people bleeding from their eyes. It was never in good circumstances.
Might have even been Mortimer, actually. I don't know. Anyway. Yes, I think probably the best thing is more laudanum.
Hi, Mortimer. Doctor.
There doesn't seem to be any obvious injuries other than, well, external ones at least. You mentioned this creature or this entity.
It called me dinner. It said it kept me alive and around because I was entertaining. It was, now there is one thing, the massive advantage we have here. It was quite stupid. Like, it did not follow the dialectical battle that we were in very well. I think that it was mostly powerful, but probably couldn't read very well. Probably not. Like, I'm a genius, so I don't try to measure people against, like, this. Like, are you kidding me? But, you know, anyway, what? Proceed with your questions.
Do you think it's the same one to do with the original ritual?
Well, if it's not, then I'm getting tag teamed by various demon gods, and that would be most unfortunate. So I'm going to say just the one.
So you didn't actually summon anything as such, you challenged it?
Yes, I fell asleep and I fought it in my head. There was never anything that actually showed up here.
Yeah, it's never a good idea to challenge those sort of things.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry, Dr. Davenport. I was just tired of having my life destroyed every waking second, and I do mean literal waking second.
I understand it must be difficult. Lack of sleep is, well, murder, in fact.
Yeah, and none of you care about me. No one ever asks me how I'm doing. No one ever wants to talk to me.
How are you doing?
Why are you still poking me in the ribs, Mortimer?
Well, I'm just making sure they're still there, because you said you were missing some of your ribs, but they're definitely there.
You're better at arithmetic than this. I'm getting up. I'm getting up. I'm getting up. I'm getting up. Oh.
I will change the sheets now, if that's all right, sir.
Sounds good plan. Yes, Ignatius, I think all you need is pretty much a wash, bath, relaxing bath, clean up, and plenty of rest.
What I need is support and people who care about me, and I have found none of the sort here. At all.
If you had asked us what you were doing in advance, I'm sure that anyone in this house could advise you not to tarry with the creatures in the dark.
Agnes, I have a question.
Yes?
How many adventures have you gone on?
None. I would not so be so foolish
Let's
to call
go,
anything involving the
Agnes.
Chinese adventures.
In my family, it is customary to smooth over relationships, tension with a joke. So I'm going to try that here. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Shut.
I'll go boil these sheets.
Sounds a good idea.
Very good. Very good. Stick your head in it too when you're done. So, I'm going to go. I'm going to take this shower. I'm going to leave, Dr. Mortimer. Quite frankly, until I get an apology from Mrs. Smith for slandering my name without getting any of the facts, and from that horrible maid who just let me sit there in my own filth. And quite frankly, no, it's just those two. I mean, Pinhue, I don't need him to apologize to me. I'm surprised that he's alive. Yeah. This place is horrible, and somehow I was better off getting browbeat every other night under the protection of Augustus Green. And one time he got mad at me and hung me up from a pole. And even then, I was better off.
He was certainly quite strong. He never hung me from a pole, I must admit. He did punch me on occasion. I did get a couple of punches off him.
He told me that you once stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, if it was that matter.
You were crazy or something. I don't know. Anyway, I hate this place. This house is horrible. The decoration is quite lovely, though. I can't lie.
Well, I'll leave you to your bath and I'll join the others in the parlour.
Fantastic.
So Ignatius goes to get his bath. We'll go back down to what was going on in the parlour whilst all this was going on upstairs with John, Elsie, and Maximilian. And can you make me a group look roll, please?
Who's got the lowest luck? Right? It's who's got the lowest luck?
Yes, it's whoever's got the lowest look.
I
Got
have
59.
11.
47. So I guess it's you.
28.
I didn't get
That's
the chance
a fail.
yet.
You're in a different group currently.
Oh, okay. You're talking about just the people present. My
Yes,
apologies.
group look rolls are only usually the people present, which means it is a valid strategy when going into dangerous situations to just tie the unluckiest member of your group to a post outside.
That is a fail on my end.
Okay. So John, Elsie, Maximilian, and Medusa the cat are in the parlour.
Mhm.
No, hey there. I'm gonna, sway over to the cat. I don't have the thing on me
No,
right now.
the cat is slinking over to Elsie.
I'm gonna take the chance that the cat is distracted and just gonna grab and hug it. And then I'm falling over onto like a couch or something.
Okay, give me an animal handling, essentially, to just keep this cat held.
The cat's not gonna like that. Perfect example of how the cat reacts on that.
Yes, I am going to say that is a fumble, and you take 1 point of damage as a cat claws you and then retreats underneath the settee. She's not troubling you any further, but she is present for this situation.
She's a cute one. And I'm gonna just turn over like a bleeding scratch over the face. Yeah, I'm gonna hate that one tomorrow. What exactly was the problem now, Miss Smith? I'm sorry, I was not really. I mean, this Ignatius fella is really, a bit beside himself usually, but you were very upset at earlier when we came in. I might just be drunk and not understanding.
I will look at Mr. Greaves before I answer. That person has just
Shit the bed.
quite literally,
Yeah, that one I understood.
as well as figuratively, he is very poorly managed. He does not take into consideration the safety or I'm so angry that I can't even think of the words.
Would we have heard the goings on from between Ignatius and Agnes and Dr. Mortimer or Dr. Davenport?
You're a little bit further away in the house. You can hear there's definitely voices, and you can't really make out what they're saying upstairs now.
I mean, Elsie. I mean, surely it's obvious that he's in distress of some sort. I mean,
He did something unforgivable in this household.
what? Which part? I mean, there were several.
He summoned something.
So
No.
unforgivable things that a guy could do in the house of a single woman at that time. Maximilian is just really confused right now and sees like Ignatius being more advancing than he's supposed to be.
Oh no, if he had laid a hand or even a finger on any of the ladies or women or girls in this household, I would have had the police on him in a moment.
Oh, understandable, sure.
So, yeah, okay. So then what was dangerous? If it's not like his behavior towards the staff or towards you.
Sir, I'm not sure you would understand, but I do believe that Mr. Greaves does.
I do.
You know, it's fine. I'm just gonna fall over on the couch.
Well, so do you have any idea what it was he was trying to do?
No. I assume he had gone to his room, something was happening, and then I was down here in the other parlor drawing. And then Agnes comes in saying he's all over with blood. He had soiled himself, and so I went to check on him, and he told me he summoned the thing that killed his friends.
And he wasn't just drunk and got in a fight out.
He was
Out in the
bleeding
street.
from his eyes, from his ears, from his fingernails, and it was just like seeping from his pores, from his skin. No open wounds that I could see.
Okay. That kind of rules out of just a street fight. So you think he really was summoning something?
I think so. And considering the thing that happened 3 months ago, I don't want any of that.
I agree with that, but he's not reading any of those books, is he?
I've kept them locked, and as far as I'm aware, he does not have the keys or the pass, the codes to open the safes.
I mean, he has the one book that he put in my hands. In between, I think I gave it back to him though.
Yes, but he says
That's an odd one.
That would explain it if he is trying something from that.
As I mean, but nothing of that makes any sense at all. It looks like somebody trying to write bad penny dreadfuls. Also really odd.
Unfortunately, Mr. Johnson, those penny dreadfuls have nothing compared to some of the things that have happened.
Quite true. Yeah.
I mean, there's been odd things happening. I mean, it's just a couple of cats, but I mean, we had like at least 20, 25 cats following us the entire way from the tavern this here until here.
Where? I didn't see any cats.
I mean, they're like in the shadows on the roofs. I mean, there's a lot of cats in London, literally way more than in Baghdad, and that was a lot of cats. They usually don't work formation around people. Thus,
I bet I've seen that at least one of that many cats. Did someone put something in your drink when we were at the Red Lion?
I mean, I put lots of drink in my drink. I mean, probably about 2 bottles of whiskey now.
I think you should have some coffee and perhaps some bread. Are you hungry?
Yeah, a little.
I will get up and I will go to the kitchens myself and request coffee and food to be brought up.
Yes, right away. The servants are all chattering away when you enter, and then it's stop when they see someone in charge has walked in, and quickly get back to their work rather than gossiping about what might be going on upstairs.
And then I will turn right back around and head back into the parlor. I will swing by the other parlor I was in, the ladies' parlor, or the ladies' sitting room, and I'll grab my sketchbook and pencil. and return to the parlor therein.
As you do so, you hear the sound. It sounds like a bath being filled upstairs. You head back into the other parlor.
And so I'm really, really surprised how okay I am with all the weird stuff here. I
Do
mean,
you
normally,
believe this stuff? Is the question. All that you have seen. Do you believe that there's something weird going on here? Or is this all some sort of show, some sort of sham? Can this be explained scientifically?
I don't understand enough from the sciences to do either way. So I'm no longer as dismissive as I was in the beginning. But I don't think that I'm believing yet.
Okay.
It might also just be the alcohol talking.
Yeah. So you've not seen. The only thing you've seen is the book, the cats. So far, you've not seen anyone bleeding out their eyeballs.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And to be honest, they probably cleaned them up by now anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no
So
sanity lost for you yet, but I'm keeping up a tally.
So you're saying many cats, a colony of cats was following you?
Yeah, like 20, 25, something like that. I mean, they were like, I don't think anybody had fishiness or something.
I will pull the wrapped figurine out of my pocket. And I will look at Medusa, who is, I don't know, where is Medusa now?
He was underneath the settee.
Here, kitty. And I'll try to bring the kitty up. I'll unwrap
Slinks
the
out from
package.
underneath.
I'll unwrap the packaging. Would you have an idea of what this is? And I am talking to the cat as if I will understand her.
The cat stares back at you.
I will hold the figure firmly in my grasp.
You see as she hunches back, preparing to pounce on her prey, which is your hand and the item inside it. And then I'm going to ask for a dodge roll from you. She pounces forwards to try and snatch it from your hand. Try and knock it from your hand.
Dodge it is. That is
or
a fail.
Fight back if you want to fight back against the cat.
Oh no, I would have tried to attempt to move my hand out of the way, but no, I don't think that worked.
Yeah. She knocks it from your hand and sort of pins it to the ground. And lacking hands, reaches down to pick it up in her mouth.
The door's shut. She can't leave the room.
No, she's a cat. She hasn't thought this entirely through.
Medusa, I am going to... Am I bleeding? I have to ask, am I bleeding?
No, she was not trying to cause you damage. She's just trying to get hold of it.
I mean, maybe you should give it to her if she wants it that badly. Maybe she's gonna break it.
No, we need to know what it is first. And then we can decide. Medusa, please give it back. Let us look into it first. And I will try to take it from her.
Okay, give me an animal handling or a strength, depending on whether you're just wrestling this from the cat or trying to negotiate with a cat.
Two.
2 points of luck. Yes.
2 points of luck.
You're able to get it back off her. But she doesn't look pleased by it. She slinks back away from you, edging away to the corner of the room. But you have it back. You have the amulet back.
All right, well, it's obviously something cats are interested in.
It certainly has an interesting effect on them.
Uh,
I mean, Max's story notwithstanding, I mean, I saw nothing, but I suppose, who knows? Anything can happen these days, it seems.
mhm. I think while you two gentlemen have some coffee and a bite to eat, I think I'm going to go to the library and try to look this up. Maybe we'll have something there.
Hmm.
And I will open the door and go to the library. I will leave my sketchbook.
You leave your sketchbook here.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, I'm a gentleman. I would never look through a lady's sketchbook, but at the same time, I'm pretty drunk.
I was just going to ask, did you leave it open or is it closed?
I'm just gonna look through.
It was closed, but it had the pencil, the graphite pencil sticking in the page that she was last drawing in.
So I'm gonna put my finger in it, where the pencil is, and then I'm gonna just look through everything in front of that.
Okay. What has Elsie been drawing? What is in the book?
At the front of the book, it's a little bit of everything. I think one of the first few pages is the volcano. There are a couple of pages that just have notes of the things that we have experienced. Some still life, some just people in the streets. As you get closer to the spot that she was marked, it gets a lot darker. In the last like 5-6 pages, it's a couple of drawings of her mixed up memories from that particular night, where 1 minute she's helping Dr. Dale up out of the cellar using her robe, and then there's then there's another view of where it's actually the star vampire helping her out of the hole in the ground from her point of view. And it's kind of disturbing. And the last page is Dr. Dale's body next to the burnt up jacket. Barely visible, but still.
Would I recognize the Dr. Dale in the drawing?
It's mostly you might. It's all graphite, varying shades and pressure, so you might be able to tell what it was, considering you were there. But she didn't put too many details into the face because it was dark when she met him, so it's kind of just like a person.
Okay, all right.
This looks like somebody is going through trauma. Like, then we had the people with back when now in Mortimer were, in India. There've been a lot of people that there's been a couple of people that were drawing odd stuff like this. I mean, not like this, odd, but like, from people they've seen die and wounded, and I mean, this is a dead body, and I'm just showing the last one. She's been through some stuff, hasn't she?
Yes. That happened to be one of my friends. That was what brought me here. The last adventure. In the sketches that as Max is flipping through the book, there weren't any sketches of the Star Walker, were there? There was. Well, when he flips to that page, I would have said, "That! I've seen that."
I need a sanity roll from both of you here. You've not seen the Star Walker, John, I don't believe. You just heard it oh no, the Star Walker, yes, not the Star Vampire. Yes. You very should not call things that came with stars, yes. So Max, I mean, this is just clear young woman processing her trauma, but John, there's bits here of the story of your friend's death that were missing previously. There's more to this than you thought before, and you need to realize some of what is perhaps behind Elsie's guilt. You get the feeling there's more here that you're not being told. There's more here going on. Please roll me 1d4. This society, this is like this unsettling feeling that these people, these things you're getting involved with, it sends this shudder down the back of your spine. Like there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of things beyond the normal. So, as the two of you are browsing Elsie's book, and Elsie has made her way to the library, by now, Ignatius, you've probably finished up with your bathing, your ablutions. Are you heading out tonight? Leaving?
Yeah.
Off into the night. By now it has got dark outside.
He's probably would have asked a servant to ring for a carriage if those would still be going, and if not, he would, pack up his stuff and
you'd be able to hail down a cab, yes, from somewhere nearby.
I would. I came with a decent amount of stuff, so I'd probably need a couple of trips to get it all the way outside, but I would pack up my stuff and probably go to a hotel.
Yeah. As you head away from the society into the night, first of all, I'm going to ask, are you saying goodbye to anyone?
No, I'm not being particularly quiet when I'm moving stuff, but I'm not going on my way to talk to him.
Secondly, is anyone on hearing this noise going to say a brief goodbye to Ignatius, or are you busy with your own matters?
I see him going by.
I think Mortimer would, to be fair. He's well-mannered and gentlemanly enough to have words with him, but just to wish him well, really, make sure if he needs any help, that sort of thing.
And if I see him, I'll ask him what's going on.
Mr. Greaves?
Yes, Ignatius.
I am a scoundrel, a vagabond, and a ruffian. But when I say that I tell the truth, I tell the truth. I have been falsely accused of summoning something here, most likely by somebody who has their own issues. I will not abide by the insults and the indignities that I have suffered here, especially when my counsel has been proven wise and true. Should you need help, and you need assistance to come from somebody who might be eccentric, but is painfully logical and strategic, look me up. Dr. Mortimer, thank you for helping.
Yes, Ignatius. Well, sorry to see you leaving, but sometimes everyone needs their own space. Sometimes your own space is best. There's a reason I have my own place.
Well, do let us know where you are.
I'm going to whatever the closest to hotel here is where I will be at in the short term. I will get word to you. Otherwise, I'll also leave you with this notion.
And if we need to find you, we need to just ask any married women where you are.
Or their husbands, whichever.
Hmm.
Tell goodbye to Augustus's daughter for me, and that Maximilian fellow seemed like a pleasant enough chap. I wish him the best. Why are the cats meowing so? Good day.
Good day,
Okay.
Tis.
Well, good day.
There was something on the
As-
housekeeper quickly.
Well, I was going to say, as Ignatius heads out into the night, maybe one spot hidden check, please. As the door of the society closes behind you, you hail down a hansom cab. Ignatius.
Oh, you're asking me for
Yeah,
the role? I'm
yes,
sorry.
it's Ignatius.
I thought you were.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah.
It's a general one.
I was looking directly at you. Like, unfortunately, because you're all on the same screen, that means nothing to you.
That's right.
To you, yes. As you climb into the hansom cab, so loading as your bags are being piled up, you see something in the shadows across the street.
What do I see?
Into society. There in this sort of green square in the park in the centre. A shape in the darkness. It looks to be a cat.
I'm going to tell the
But a
driver
lot
to
larger than any cat you've seen before.
stop. I'm going to tell the driver to
Slinking
stop.
in
1
darkness.
second. I have coins. Just give me 5 minutes, please.
Fine.
It's
But
a lot of coins,
if
man.
you don't come back, I'm off with all your stuff.
No, God, no. I'll call the cops and they'll find you and beat the bloody hell out of you. That's not how any of that. No, don't you? No, man. Look at the money. I'm giving him like a chunk of change.
Fine.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm gonna run to.
Be quick about it.
I'm gonna aggressively waddle my way back to and I'm gonna like beat on the door of the society.
Do you answer the door?
Well, I wanted to check something because he's only just left.
Yes.
Wanted to see if I had an opportunity to look up any information about Bast.
Not in this moment, no.
Elsie's already on that, and we just haven't gotten to that scene yet.
Yeah, I probably would have been heading towards where Elsie was when the hammering happened at the door.
Then I would probably come stumble out of the wherever we just were, and I sat on the couch, and go to the door because mainly because the hammering is hurting my head.
Okay, you open the door and you see, it's that Ignatius fellow.
move,
He's back again.
Where are you at, Sage? When you instead?
Your words are unnecessary. I need to talk to somebody here who matters. You'll matter, I'm sure. Mortimer, Greaves.
One thing. This was the odd fella.
I am tired of your strange ways. Maximilian, in your long name. And I'm going to keep yelling for Mortimer, Greaves, or Elsie Smith.
Are any of you going?
Yes, I think so.
No, I think at this point I'm actually I'm actively looking through my books.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me a library use roll before I forget, but the outcome of it will probably have to wait until next session.
Oh, that's a hard
Realising
success.
Okay. I will.
Hell yeah.
Next session, I will tell you what you found.
As soon as I see any of the people whose names I called for, I'm going to yell, "Cat demon! There is a massive cat shadow demon just outside."
Where?
Just outside. The fuck is you?
There's a big outside is big. Where? What direction? Generally.
John, if you weren't a battle librarian, I would uppercut you into the sky. There, out by my cab. Oh, I hope it doesn't eat my cab.
Yeah, I'll just have a look through the door towards where the cab is and where he's pointing.
There is nothing to be seen.
Of course, there's nothing to be seen. That's how demons work. Anyway,
The
just thought you
night
should
is
know.
dark and empty.
I'm leaving still. This place sucks, and I go back to my cab.
Hey, good night, Ignatius.
Thought you should know. Hope the cat demon doesn't eat you. And I waddle back into the cab. And hey, what's the closest hotel?
That would be the Hotel Royal, just 2 streets away.
Could you take me there, please?
Yes, sir.
Could I have seen that cat demon?
You didn't see anything.
All right. It's just weird people.
Okay. As Ignatius heads off into the night, as Elsie finds answers in the books, actual answers pending, and Maximilian ponders the insanity of these bunch of weirdos that he has just met, that is where we're going to be leaving things for tonight.